Hello, everybody. I'm sorry I'm 1 minute late. How are you guys doing? Um, Happy Easter, everybody. Happy Easter. I hope you guys are having a good Easter Sunday with your family and everybody. Just as usual, I'm gonna take a few minutes to share. Mm, Happy Easter, everybody. Welcome. Happy Easter. How are you guys doing? Are you guys good? How was your week? I was a little sick this week, but I'm fine now. I'm just gonna share really quick, and we're going to start. Mm, Okay, I'm gonna start the TikTok. How's Easter's going? The King is risen. He is alive. He's alive. There we go. Sorry, y'all. Live from TikTok. You ready? Ready? Are you guys ready with me? There we go. There we go. Okay. So today I'm going to talk about the different branches of the military. Oh, sorry. Hi. Hello. How are you guys? Happy Easter. Um, I did a little slide here for I'm gonna talk about the different branches. Just a little overview. Again, today I'm not gonna be long today. It's gonna be about 45 minutes at most 1 hour. But that's if there's a lot of questions. Oh, and I had a suggestion from um the chosen one on YouTube and then that's on TikTok that I can try to talk about the slide first and answer the question after instead of doing the interaction with you guys. I can just do talk about what I'm going to talk about and then I will answer the questions after. Does that sound good? Thank you for joining, everybody. Thank you for joining. Does that sound good? Yes, no, yeah, no. All right, so let me start. uh, so like I said, I'm going to talk about the different branches of the military. Let's see what I have here on my slide. Are you guys good? Okay, I'm gonna start with the U.S. Army. The primary mission of the U.S. Army is a land-based military operation, and is the largest branch of the military. It's the largest branch of the military, and the code for their jobs is the MOS. So if you see somebody in the army talking about the MOS, they're talking about their job. They have infantry, engineering, intelligence, aviation, cyber, and medical. This is for the army, and they have frequent deployment, and they also have a global presence in combat. That's why everybody, like, every time that people talk about military, the only thing that they think about is they mostly think about is the army, because it's the most popular. Um, Even in French, military in French is like armée, which is like coming from army. So it's very popular. Army is very popular, but it's only one branch of the military. And their lifestyle is very structured with many base location and career path. The training is Hi Mandasa. The training is 10-week basic combat training, and they have the AIT, the Advanced Individual Training. That is So the 10 weeks basic combat training is the initial training that the when you just join the military, that's the basic training that you have to do is 10 weeks. And after that, the AIT, the Advanced Individual Training, is a training specific to the job that you are going to do. Thank you for the likes. Thank you. It's specific to the job that you will be doing in the army. Is the army is good for those who want like traditional military experience with a very wide range of career option. So if you like the tradition military, where we think about military the tradition way, if that's what you're looking for, you can join the U.S. Army. Now, the U.S. Navy is forged by the sea. The primary mission The primary mission is a sea-based operation, global uh, maritime security. In their jobs, they have nuclear tech, submariner, aviation, medical, IT, and SEALs. That's why they call all the Navy people the SEALs, because that's like their main job. And the deployment, they have long periods of deployment in the sea, because they deal with ship, carrier, and submarines. Their lifestyle, you travel very often, and very long time periods of traveling. And the life on board can be very intense because everything happened in the sea. And thank you so much for the like. I appreciate that. Everything happened in the sea. And it's best for people who are interested in travel. It's best for people who know how to swim. Um, I won't comment on that, but it's good for people who like technology, who like sea-based career, who like everything sea. I think SEALs or Navy is good for them. And the training is from 7 to 10 weeks of boot camp. They have boot camp. It's 7 to 10 weeks. Now, the U.S. Air Force, that's the branch that I am in. The motto is aim high, fly, fight, and win. That's our motto. So we fly, we fight, and we win. I like that. The primary mission is a air and space superiority, rapid global mobility, and the cyber warfare. The AFC, the AFSC is our job. That's the code for our job. Just like in the US Air Force, the code is MOS. The code in the Air Force is AFSC. I'm Hi, Isaiah. Thank you. I'm gonna answer questions later at the end, then we can discuss later. So I'm gonna finish my presentation and answer questions later. So next one, the primary mission of the Air Force. Oh, let me remind you. Oh, I forgot before I started the live. Everything I'm sharing here is my personal experience. I'm not talking on behalf of the Air Force. I'm not talking on behalf of the military. This is my personal experience that I'm sharing with you guys. I'm not working on behalf of the government of the U.S. government or on behalf of the Air Force. Everything that I'm sharing here is my personal research, my personal experience, and my personal knowledge. Just want to put that out there. So the job, the AFSC, like I said, we have pilots, we have cybersecurity, we have intelligence, we have aircraft maintenance. Now, um, these are the main jobs. Other than that, there are many other jobs other than that. And the deployment is typically shorter, like 3 to 6 months, and many are really remote control or overseas bases. But we do a lot of remote control deployment. The lifestyle is the modern facilities, is higher quality of life in general. Do you hear that? Well, I'm not trying to recruit people in the Air Force, but you heard it yourself. I'm not the one saying it. Modern facilities, high quality of life in general. And then the training is 8.5 weeks of basic military training in Texas. Um, and after that, you have additional training for your tech school. This is the length of that training depends on your job, your UFSC, the job that you choose. The length of the training is not set, it's not defined because it depends on the job that you choose. And it's best for tech savvy individuals, people who are like into tech, and those seeking career stability and a strong education part. So if you're looking for that, if you're somebody who's a tech savvy, if you're somebody who interested in career stability and a strong education part, somebody who like to learn, somebody who's interested in education, US Air Force is for you. Tech savvy. I'm a tech savvy. Um, I'm seeking for career stability and I love to learn. So all that, I I think this was the best choice for me. US Marine Corps. So this is how many is this already? This is the fourth one. This is the fourth branches of the military of the US military. This is the fourth branches already. So the US Marine Corps, their motto is always faithful. The Marine Corps, always faithful. And this is true. If you know somebody's the Marine, you will know. If you see their lifestyle, you will know. They go by their faithfulness, and that's how they accomplish their mission. So the primary mission of the Marine Corps is a rapid response land and sea-based expeditionary force, which means they have the answer to the direct call. So these are people who are always on the go. They are the people we call the government call when there's some very expeditionary force needed. Like as They're always on the go, 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 go. And they also the code for the job is also MOS, and then they have infantry, recon, aviation, logistic, and communication. They're very good in communication, so because they always have to be in communication with every other branches. The deployment is high intensive combat. Like I said, these are the people who are always ready to, if God forbid something, a war or something happen, this is the people who are like combat mission, they're ready, quick response unit. Yeah, they have to be. Hi, hello, hi everybody, hi, thank you for joining. They're always like on the go, go, go. And their lifestyle, extremely disciplined. That's what I was saying. They are extremely disciplined, tough training, high brotherhood, faithfulness. That's what I was. They are always faithful. That's your motto. Like when you're in the Marine Corps, if you see somebody who's in the Marine Corps, just his lifestyle will tell you that he's disciplined, faithful, high brotherhood. And your training is 13 weeks boot camp. It's the hardest of all branches. The Marine Corps is the hardest of all branches. And it's hard in the I think when they say that it's hard, it's not only on the physical part, it's on the mental part, on the emotional part, on the psychological part, just because it require Mandasa. Are you a Marine? Just because it require a lot of discipline, it require a lot of trust, faithful brotherhood. Like you have to, it's a lot of teamwork. You have to be able to trust your life to your brother in combat. Like you have to be able to get to that point. And okay, and it's best for people who are highly motivated, who are physically fit, because it's mostly for combat mission. It's good for people who are highly motivated, physically fit individual who wants to be warriors first. So it's mostly for like warriors. I'm forged by this sea. Okay, nice. Good to know. And the fifth one is the U.S. Coast Guard. Their motto is always ready. So they are always ready as well. Just a little bit like the Marine Corps. They're always ready. The primary mission is the maritime law enforcement, mostly. Yeah, search and rescue, border security. So when you see people in the Coast Guard, it's people who works in the search and rescue, the border security, and law enforcement and stuff like that. Their jobs, they call it raids. Their jobs, they have. Thank you. Oh wow, thank you. They have boat crew, aviation, IT, engineering, and environmental safety. And then they often stateside or coastal, like on the border, or these are people like the law enforcement. They're always like stateside or like on the border, with shorter and more predictable deployment. Yeah, they mostly don't even deploy like that unless it's like a really case that they need to deploy. Uh, the lifestyle civilian like, because it's just like the police officer. They have the 9 to 5 job. They have like a civilian like work schedule in many roles, and their training is 8 week boot camp in New Jersey. So this is best for those who want to serve in defense and homeland security with less likelihood of combat. So these are the layback people. And then the last one and the new one and our baby. This is our baby, the baby of the Air Force. It's the U.S. Space Force. We call them our little sister. Uh, the motto is always above. Primary mission is space operations, satellite communication, and cyber operations. And the AFSC is intelligence, cybersecurity, and space operations. Their deployment is mostly non-combat, and they are mostly remote. Most role are technical and analytical, mostly, really. The lifestyle is high-tech environment, often co-located with Air Force bases. Like I said, it's our little sister. They are very new, but we share bases. We share a lot of stuff together. And then they are best for high-tech people in the STEM-minded individual who are interested in space and future forward missions. So this the space force is like mostly the future, like the space, the AI, the artificial intelligence thing. So those are the six branches of the US military. So now, from what I said, I think, and from the mission, from the jobs, and from all those differences, you can choose whatever you want to join just from the little presentation that I just did. So now I'm open for questions. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for joining. I am open for questions now. If you have any questions, how are we doing here? If you have any questions, you can ask them now. Or people on TikTok, you can come up. I was even supposed to do this live in French today. Um, I'm sorry, y'all, but okay. Um, People on TikTok, if you have any question, you can come in the panel. If you don't want to type your question, you can come and ask your question. Um, and we can go from there. All right. I'm waiting, y'all. Manbasa, send me a request. You were supposed to come up today. Where is um what's his name? Hmm, what's the minimum contract in all those branches? Or what's the minimum contract in all those branches? Manbasa, come up. Send me a request and come up here and ask your questions. The minimum yeah, control Yanti, yes. Seems busy. Okay. No problem. I hope he's just not running away. But the minimum contract in all those branches. Now, it depends. In all those branches, they have different component. All those branches have active duty component, they have reserve component, and they have National Guard component. For somebody who's on active duty, the minimum contract the minimum contract is 3 years, I believe. And if you do a 3 years contract, you must renew it. You must renew it. But if you do a 4 year contract, you can end after 4 year or you can renew it after. It depends. For reserve, the minimum contract is 6 years. For reserve, the minimum contract is 6 years, and you can renew it after, or you can renew it after, or you can end after 6 years. For National Guard, the minimum contract I think is 5 years or 6 years. Where's Ivan? I think I'm confirm that here. Where's Ivan? The minimum contract for National Guard, I believe is 5 years or 6 years, because they're very similar with reserve, and you can either renew it or you can end after that, and it goes the same for all other branches. So I hope I answer your question. Mm, so for someone who is looking for stability, Coast Guard may work. Yeah, like I said, Coast Guard is just like it's civilian like job. So it's like a civilian job mostly. It's very laid back. They don't have any like combat mission. It's mostly for non-combat um environment. So if you're looking for something very laid back, mostly people with like, family and older who don't like a lot of deployment, a lot of combat zones and all that, they can choose Coast Guard to do like law enforcement, coastal, um, homeland security services and stuff like that. So yeah, if you're somebody who really don't, who's not like a tech savvy, who's not like in who likes to like have knowledge on things and who's very curious about things, who's just laid back and want something stable, they can choose Coast Guard. Yeah, Coast Guard can work. Mm, I hope that answer your question. Do you guys have any questions here on YouTube or no? And for tech is yes, it's mostly U.S. Air Force and Space Force. For tech, it's U.S. Air Force and Space Force. Navy is mostly SEAL. It's mostly SEAL and combat as well. Thank you for joining, y'all, from YouTube. Thank you for joining. Can see people. Yeah, okay. It's a very new branch. They're mostly about space. They are mostly about space tech and the future, like AI stuff. But yeah. Any other questions? I guess as far requirement is more higher. Mm, well, now it depends on the job that you're trying. If you want to get to tech, yes, definitely. In any branches, if you want to get into tech, you need to have a very high ASVAB score, definitely. Mm, if you want to get, and it's always good to M high in your ASVAB score, because when you aim high, when you have a higher score, you have a lot of other um, opportunities, or you have a very diverse opportunities that you can choose from, especially coming regarding jobs. You have a lot of opportunities to choose from. So yeah. Oh, hi, welcome. Nice. I have a request here. There we go. Kantori, Auntie, I'm waiting for your request as well. Hi, Manbasa. Welcome. How are you?
Hi, Mario. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Thanks.
That's good.
Yeah,
Happy Easter.
I have two questions, if you don't
Okay.
mind. Yeah. Okay. I just realized when you're a green card holder,
Mm-hmm.
you have like so many limitations regarding
The
like
jobs.
the jobs. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For me, as a tech person, I'm
Mm-hmm.
working in cyber. If I go in the US right now, having a green card,
Mm-hmm.
I know I not be able to get like any
Hi,
cyber
Sita.
jobs.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let me talk a little bit about this because I met a girl when I was in tech school who had the same issue. So her job was in contingency because she was a green card holder, and I know that when you get out of the basic training, you come out with your citizenship. You're a citizen. But what they are telling you before you even join, when you're joining with a green card and you're trying to go into tech, because there are certain position in tech that require like top security clearance, and you need to be a citizen before you even choose that job. So what they do usually is they will give you another job, and then they will ask you to cross train, when you're already out there, because when you're coming out, you're already a citizen. So that's the option that they gave you, and that's the option that they gave the girl that I met there. So she had to choose another job, and then when she's done with it, she can cross train to cyber. She was trying to do cyber.
Yep, but I guess she wastes like 3, 4 years of her life, right? Because she has to end her initial contract first.
No, actually,
Oh,
no. That's why you have to talk with your recruiter. Your recruiter have to put that in your package.
oh,
Yeah,
okay.
you have. That's why it's good to like really talk with your recruiter, because her recruiter put that in her package that she's expecting, because she have a really high score in her ASVAB, so she was eligible for it. She have a really, the only thing that was missing was that citizenship.
Oh,
That was
wow.
the only thing, because she had a really high score, and so that was the only thing that was missing. But the recruiter put in her package that she will cross train as soon as she have her citizenship.
Wow. Oh, nice.
Yeah, and she had her citizenship as when we finished with the basic training. So even when she was going to tech school, she was already a citizen, but she had to go to tech school with the job that was already in her package. But after that, when she get to her base, she will be able to cross train very quickly.
Oh, thanks. That's good
Hmm.
to know.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. I was just talking with her, and then she trying to explain that to me. Yeah, because I joined when I was already a citizen, so mine was not really a problem.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah. Control Oriente, I'm waiting for your request up here.
Yeah, I've also noticed
Mm-hmm.
for some position, um, they usually ask some requirements, even your parents have to be US citizen. And I don't know if for those as well, if you can have some waiver.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, I will share you some links,
Okay.
but most in the US Army, they be like, your parents, even your parents, your relatives, they have to be US citizens as well.
Oh, okay. Is it
Yeah,
because of the job that you'll be doing, or is it?
yeah, yes, because of the job you'll be doing.
Okay, yeah, I never heard of that. I can.
Mostly intelligence position.
Okay. Hmm. Okay. I never heard of that, but thank you for the info.
No problem.
Yeah.
Je
Mm,
crois que le live devait être en français aujourd'hui, hein.
I know, ça devait être en français. I just started up in English. But I think I'm gonna end it here on YouTube, and we can continue in French on TikTok, because nobody have questions here on on YouTube. So let me know, guys, if you have any questions. Other than that, I'll see you guys next Sunday. Or join us on TikTok. We'll continue there. Bye. Thank you all.